My name is Robert Wayne Withers. I am currently in Carbondale, Illinois. I'm still under attack by Scientology. So they have possession of my soul. They have possession of my extra dimensional biology. It is in many pieces. Uh, they started body snatching me, or stealing my biology, stealing my soul about 6 years ago. This is after uh, uh, about 8 years of assimilating. So Scientology forced me to assimilate. They put technology in my brain, or stole brain material. Put it in there, stole soul material, and put it in their facilities. And they have been invading my privacy, reading my thoughts, and assaulting me, and harassing me, and berating me, and premeditating my death for 14 years, 2012. And then in 2006, they started public body snatching. They were reading my mind because I'm an intelligent person, Class A personality. I had a high level job, or a job working for the government, doing classified and skilled labor. I'm an author. I write literature. I'm part Native American. I'm part Caucasian. So I'm a hybrid. And I write Native American literature, Native American and Caucasian literature. So I have several works of literature, Crazy Bird Comics, Environment Creation Agency, Buffalo Dollars, Alien Bob, Bug Bob, Space Bob, Jewel Craft, Book of St. Christopher, and several other works of literature. I'm various stages on each one of them. So these people see me creating literature, writing literature, and doing things that a person of high intelligence would do, such as participate in politics and actually persuade lawmaking and policy, debate uh, people in this field over policy and lawmaking and environmental issues and issues uh, such like religion. We did a lot of debates on that. So Scientology seen me on Facebook, on social media in 2012 or prior before then. They decided to kidnap me or force me to assimilate. So they put technology in my head. Civilians did it first, as far as I know. The marketing companies, Facebook and marketing companies such as Fast Company and other internet marketing companies. So the marketing and media companies, the people that determine the programming we see on television, determine the commercials that get aired, and they also determine radio media. So most of the radio DJs and the media personnel working for the radio industry are also involved in body snatching or soul theft. So they were the first people to install technology in my brain, the marketing companies. They are affiliated with the Scientology company, uh, Preservation, and these are two Scientology companies that are off the books, but they are stationed out of America. I believe New York primarily, Buffalo, New York is where these people claim to be from. And so they made first contact 14 years ago, and the government showed up shortly after that. And they installed hive mind technology in my brain, and they made contact with me. Barack Obama's administration and government officials, the surveillance operatives, they made contact with me. He told me they had found a device. So they had found a mind reading device, or a neural device, neurological device that recorded prescription input. That's what they claim. And there was conflict right off the bat. So the people, these surveillance operatives or these surveillance technicians working for the government, Barack Obama's regime, also affiliated with the Scientology company, Preservation and Human, uh, and they are hostile. They are surveillance officers, surveillance technology, technicians in the government. So they're running a body snatching, soul harvesting, organ harvesting. CIA runs one, the FBI runs one, in the military, especially the Navy, they're running a body for Scientology. And I'll explain why in a moment. These surveillance operatives and surveillance technicians, they have found a conflict of interest. So there are smart people in the world, especially in America, that produce or contribute to society, either persons of interest, like politicians and law making, they contribute to society. Also, people that write literature and do science, so the people that come up with people that write our books, and write good books, they are also people of interest. And our scientists, the people that are on the leading edge of science and can come up with our new ideas, leading they are also persons of interest. And people in the FBI and the CIA and the military, they have found out that if they read these people's minds, they can steal ideas, intellectual property, uh, credit for ideas even. And they like to do that too. They want to try to make themselves look better by doing kind of like Thomas Edison the Tesla. They steal people's ideas and claim credit for these ideas. They try to make themselves look better. They're really worried about their reputation and their own accomplishments and what they are allowed to get away with now because they're trying to get away with organ theft. And it's also kidnapping and mind reading and stealing of intellectual property and also forced assimilation. So a lot of our government agents surrounding Scientology uh, community, our agents are supposed to do criminal, do detective work against Scientology. The people that are supposed to deliver justice to these Scientologists that are breaking the law, they're in danger of assimilation. So they want to read your mind first of all. So they might stick technology in the brain or brain tissue out, take it to their facilities and read your mind. So they can do that. They can remove brain tissue and take it to their facilities. So this puts government agents at risk, and it has happened since the 80s at least, the 60s for sure, but since the 80s, Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard died, Scientology is on muck. Free zone started to grow rampantly. No one really regulated use alienoid technology with Scientology's tech. And so I am an essential personnel, a Class A personality. I was working for a company, a couple, several companies, or multiple companies that were affiliated with the government. So, General Dynamics and another company that I worked for that produced uh, products for the military, the Department of Justice, penal systems, and local police force. So I made products for less lethal munitions, mostly like flashbang grenades, sandbag bullets, foam bullets, rubber bullets, uh, tear gas, smoke grenades, illumination flares that go in mortar. We also did deterrence flares that go in fighter jets. Flares that go in fighter jets. And, for they got a heat seeking missile coming towards them, they can shoot at flares. So they shot our flares. I made the tooling and the guys that produce these products for the government. And I got assimilated. And so, yeah, after assimilation, they started stealing my ideas, my intellectual property. So they started stealing my ideas, my intellectual property, and my scientific work. I'm also a scientist or an armchair scientist. All fields of science that pertain to my interest. I have a large, broad um, um, understanding of broad participation in science. They started stealing my ideas. And about 6 years ago, um, they decided they wanted biology. They decided they wanted to harvest my body parts. And these people are affiliated with the surveillance companies, surveillance institutions, or surveillance agencies that put people under surveillance, surveillance operatives. They run the show. So they're them and preservation. And so yeah, they never stopped, and it did nothing. These are evil people. They have psychology that is similar to Jeffrey Dahmer, Casey, Ted Bundy, and serial killers that like to talk to their victims and like rub it in their face that they're going to die. They subject them to foul body language, like Buffalo Bill. I think it was a comedy. Like all these killers that I just mentioned are copycat killers from Scientology companies. So your soul, these Scientology companies, they harvest people's souls. They steal soul biology. They steal organs and tissue. And this is also kidnapping. So it's organ theft or biological theft, and it's also kidnapping. So you are in your soul, and even if it's been removed, now it's dead now. You can't drive it around anymore. You can't access it. You can't utilize it like you used to. But there's still an entanglement property attached to it and attached to you too. I'll explain right now. So entanglement. Uh, there are more than three dimensions. Modern youth, or as among the living, common people, they only see three dimensions. That's all we know. We see X, Y, Z, or 1, 2, 3. There are more than three dimensions. There are 12 dimensions in total, not counting time, not a dimension. Time is not a dimension in the sense, I mean, it is and it isn't at the same time. It's part of space time, which has its own dimensions and own laws and stuff that gather in which it is kind of separate from the Cartesian coordinates, which include 12 dimensions. These coordinates are Cartesian coordinates or planes, dimensional planes. We have 12 of them. There are 12 dimensions in total. Space and time does have geometrical dimensions, but they're separate from 12 dimensions. So you don't have to include them. So there are 12 dimensions. So these dimensions, these extra dimensions, are inward dimensions. Inner or inward. Proper term, inward dimensions. They don't reside on the outside. They reside on the inside. Inward expansion. So we are 1, 2, 3 on the outside, and then 1 through 12 on the inside. The electron shell goes around the outer three dimensions. That also means it goes around the 12 dimensions. It goes around all 12 dimensions at the same time. Well, the 12 dimensions consist or are part of the same matter that we. So if you remove the extra dimensions out of your soul, or out of your biology, you remove a few dimensions. The electron shell now leaves you and travels up to your removed dimension, goes around it, comes back down, and continues to. So now your electron shell is out of proportion. You can't see it doing this from the third dimension, or maybe you can. You can see abnormalities in the atomic structure or atomic forces of this scenario. That's what happens, and it creates entanglement. So what this does means it's still a part of your biology. So your electrons are traveling up to your removed biology and back to you. So it's also kidnapping. Your electron shells have to go with it no matter where it goes in the universe. Electron shell will go wherever it goes. The electron shell will do this. So it's also kidnapping. What this allows to happen is it allows access to the third dimension. So you can take a piece of biology and take it to a remote location, stick something in it, and this whatever object, and it'll travel through you. Say you took a piece of biology, remote location, and you would feel it down here. I mean, it would go through you down here. So voodoo dolls are real in outer space or in the afterlife. You steal someone's soul and make a little doll out of it. Make a torch it. It's not a little doll to one living, it's the same size. But to a Scientologist that have had abnormal treatment, they're big. They go to massive proportions, unnatural proportions. Uh, they didn't even on 6 years ago. These Scientologists, overlords, ones ruling the universe, forcing assimilation upon people and harvesting gold. They had no idea what this was. They called it entropy, and I had to tell them it's not entropy. Entropy is the direction or the movement or the law that states that matter in this universe uh, goes from an organized state, high, uh, high atomic level elements, such as uranium. It goes from that to a disorderly state. It it loses order. So that's what entropy is. It's going from an orderly state or an organized state to a disorderly state or disorganized, and it loses energy or gives off energy during this process. We have these terminology called radioactive entropy, which is electrons shooting off of a radioactive substance, and it comes down into a smaller or a lesser atomic level. And so these people talk that the energy flowing from us to our biology is actual fluid. So something, a phenomenon happens. Say if you drink a fluid or blood flows through you, say you had removed biology, say your fluids and your nutrition and your blood gets to this removed body part, it interstellar travels. So if you have body parts and they are at a remote location, your blood and fluids and nutrition, everything, it will shoot out of you. Interstellar travel, remove biology, will go through your biology and shoot it down. Now this causes problems because there is a space in between you and this removed body part. This in between you and your fluids, your blood loss will hit that removed object. It will dissipate or by the time it gets to you, it may be mutilated or mutated or not usable. These Scientology companies actually sell, they call it entropy. They call them this fluid loss entropy. That's what they kept telling me. And then there's this guy that likes to cut brain tissues out. Is running this body farm on preservation and use. They call it the brain stem. They call it the pawns. They still call it pawns. They say they're collecting pawns. They're calling it a brain stem. Pawns on it. You do a medulla, cell other brain features. It's not a pawn. It's a brain stem. Like brain stems from people in mass. Preservation and human. To read your mind, to make a surrogate, probably put you in the book of life. Yeah, they're still in the book of life or have been. They didn't even know what the book of life was. They thought it was all some great literature that they had to steal, so they stole it. They copyrighted the book of life, or they are copyrighting the book of life, which is this preservation doctor, Huma specialist, this Scientologist employee or Scientologist, Scott Opera Scientologist. He cuts people's souls off, writes their name down in the book of life, and he also writes down what they say and what they do, and their mind, their thoughts, and what his thoughts are and his behavior. He's a serial killer. Jeffrey Dahmer, kidnapping type people. Hobby and his interest and his entertainment to capture people's souls, to cut people's souls off, turn them into little Barbie dolls, and play God on them. He has a superior Scientology. He is a big human that has received unnatural treatment or their upper level or superior treatment, and it has gained size to unnatural proportions. He calls himself God. He is a man that is living today, August 22nd, 2026. He is alive. I think he is from Buffalo, New York. Uh, so there's a lot to unpack. I had to make a video because being assaulted. I'm being assaulted badly, severe mutilation, severe assault, and so they have possession of my soul in so many different pieces. Body snatching, and it turned into a snuff film. So this technology that they use, it records everyone's sensory perception. It records everyone's sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing. It also records our thoughts and our. We have a visual center in our brain that these Scientologists tap into. They put a screen in mine. They wanted a screen in my brain. I never wanted it there. I don't want nothing in my brain. I had a screen. Still do. Disgusting shit. Scientology head implant technology, or Scientology human implant technology, or Scientology head interface technology, Scientology head implant technology, all means SHIT or shit. Scientology's human interface technology, SHIT. That's exactly what it is. Anytime you cut open your brain and stick something in it, that's a piece of shit. That's shit. You don't stick shit in your brain. You don't stick nothing in your brain. I don't care what's wrong with you. In the third dimension, under extreme circumstances, we may help a blind guy see, or we're trying out that technology. We have some kind of epilepsy surgeries where they stick electrodes in the brain to try to keep you. Now, that's just hypothetical or experimental medicine that we don't even. I would never not stick something in anybody's brain. That's retarded. It's a different thing with Scientology, and they force this behavior onto other people. I'm glad they're still considered a religion. They're not really a religion. It's a medical. It's a medical institution or a medical company, a medical business. They sell Scientology products to people. They remove your soul and they turn it into an alien, a remote controlled alien. And they stick technology in your brain, and both your souls, your brain and your soul's brain, and let you drive it around. So they do this with their eyes closed or when they're sleeping. The longer they have technology, the more technology they have, the more efficient they become at driving their soul. I don't know what this is. So they do. Scientology is bad. It's horrible. Yeah, head implant technology. Scientology's head implant. Stick shit in their brain. Shit in their brain. It turns them into shit. They got shit in their brain. What does people with brain damage have? What do they act like? They act like shit. Retarded, like a Hubbard, retard, same thing. Hubbard, L. Ron Hubbard, retard, same thing. David Miscavige, dumb motherfucker. DM, dumb motherfucker, same thing. They give, first of all, uh, they stick shit in people's brains. That's retarded. Why would you stick shit in people's brains? Yes, I've had shit stuck in my brain and it didn't help me out, though. Not one bit. The claim is giving me special powers. Well, I had special abilities before you kidnapped me. And is the reason why you kidnapped me is because I had special abilities. High levels of intelligence. I studied in school. I liked some. I wasn't an A student, but I was a C plus B student, C plus B plus student. I enjoyed it. Most classes, like biology, science, anatomy, physiology, and literature. I liked literature. Even some math. I didn't. Math wasn't my favorite, but I liked literature and English, especially science, biology, the study of science. that's what helped me pass, and I got good grades. Yeah, I'm in severe pain. So they tortured me to death, just like many of their other victims. So Scientology has had thousands, millions of victims. It started in the 60s. So we started getting reports of people having dreams, like weird dreams, out of body experiences, or being lifted up into a spaceship, or floating in their bedrooms as while they were asleep, and seeing other figures, seeing humanoids or alienoids or aliens in their sleep. These aliens, they subjected these people to torture, implants is big as a common, alien abductions. Implants are common. I have brain damage. I have a hard time thinking of words now because of my pain. That's what brain damage does to you. It messes up your recall, especially if you get in a recall. It affects your ability to recall words. So psychology is one of my, like my minor. So I major in manufacturing, and psychology is like my minor. So it's common report, commonly reported. I've been kidnapped by Scientology. They use technology to kidnap me. They forced me to assimilate. And then there was conflict, so we turned off the technology, but they still communicated with me daily a lot. And it was harassment, death threats, premeditated murder. Uh, and they tried, the reason why is Scientology, they have this bad habit or bad record. They victims. They make victims among people of the U.S. U.S. So they take victims or make victims. It causes conflict. So all of a sudden conflict develops between Scientology and their victims. And Scientology, they stalk people, in homes and privacy. They use their technology to spy on people, to bug people, to invade privacy. And they sabotage people's lives. They harass them and chase them down, and they don't stop until these people are dead or in jail. They want you in jail or dead, and that's Scientology. They create conflict, and once conflict arises, they don't stop until you're dead or in jail. And conflict is common. Yeah, most of them usually disappear. I'm one of their victims. I'm another one. I have another interest or personal with abilities that Scientology has tried to profit. Just another one, another average Joe. My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Withers. Due to the laws of nature, the laws of the universe, time travel is possible. It's not really time travel, but it's time dilation or time. The effects of time become different. In our third dimension, days one after another. We see seconds, minutes, and hours. We see days, weeks, and years. Well, in outer space, or in the 12th dimension, the farther away you get from the third dimension, the more simultaneous time becomes. So the past, the present, and future happen all at the same time. Time is actually simultaneous. It's linear at the same time. But the past, the present, and future is all happening at the same time. And the bigger you are, the more dilation you have, the more you can access, the more area of time, space you can access. It's already happened, it's happening at the same time. So they can time travel, so to speak, forward and backwards in a certain amount of time, depending on their size and location. And they can see the future and the past. They can also interfere with it. So they can time travel to some extent. They can take their biology back in time. So no one can go back in time. However, they can take a star person, one of the Scientology's superior products, and go to the place when time is simultaneous and actually be big enough to look down here or come down here or manipulate and out of time and out of zone time or natural time. So they can go back in time and make a surrogate planet. So they can drive people around. They can mess with people using a star person. It is a limited ability. So there's a perspective value here that you have to take into consideration. So this star person is cut to pieces. It used to be a human soul, and now it's a little sliver of soul. It has to be that small. It has to be that thin, that opaque to grow to that size. They hook an energy source up to it, and they let it. They get entropy, and they treat it in an unnatural way that makes it expand greatly and fast, like a balloon. Get huge, and it's still part of their soul. So they're seeing the universe from that perspective with an unhealthy biology, and they're really down here on the third dimension, and half of them are looking around trying to do stuff, and they can do something, but they don't know the future. They don't know what happened yet to these people. There are very limited ways of seeing, so they can only see it from their perspective. And especially, I've noticed if you sit in one place too long, like me, I'm a victim. If I sit in one place too long, they'll sit up on you and they'll watch the past. And they'll start making surveys, they'll making plans. Go over here, walk over here. They'll stand there and wait on you to walk there. It's already happened. It's happening now. So they'll stand there and wait on you and set up a trap or wait. And then, so if you move, you're going very far away, like I did. Moving 100 to 200 miles away, 300 miles away. They lose. They don't know what you're going to do next. They can't see the future. They didn't know you was going to do. They see, I mean, they're up there watching a little heat. They don't know what one way of time traveling, time watching. And then another way is they can still body parts. They take you up there to their facilities. Apparently, there's one in the 12th dimension where space and time is simultaneous. That's where the preservation is. Because they got big buildings up there. They just take them down here and still sold. They take them up there to their bosses in outer space. Um, so they have machines and computers in there. They like to do things like take eye nerves. They take eye nerves and put it in their machine, is what they've done to me, and run energy through it, or let you run energy through it, or however, but it puts a picture, it's a weird phenomenon because we are human souls, we are made of multiple particles that share energy back and forth. Like on the dark side, on the light side, or something, they can take eye nerves, stick them in their machine, and shine light through it. And they see everything that you see all time. And they leave it on there for all time. I don't know how. I don't know the geometry or what it looks like. They can see your future. Whatever you see in the future, they can look at the screen surrounded them to see that in the future. So that's one way they can see the future. So everyone in Scientology communities looking through my eye nerves, looking at my eye nerve information, and they're making it a commodity out of it. So they're making a stuff film with it. Uh, they're making it like a documentary. It's one of their excuses. They think they have the right. They think they have the right to do whatever they want to me. I'm supposed to be a savior for the Christian community, and for some reason they worship a martyr, murder of their savior, which is what my literature does. It saves the planet, but it's not Christian. It's Native American and Caucasian. Native Americans and Caucasian scientists, they want to save the planet, save life on the planet. It's natural. It happens every single day. There's a large group of us, white and black and red and yellow. We all want to save the world. It's not related to religion or it is science, scientific fact that better environments, to have better humans, to be better ourselves, we need a better environment. We need a home, place to sleep, good food, good medicine. Everybody needs necessities of life. Uh, yeah, so this time space dialogue, it is allowed for the creation of Christianity. Christianity was created because of an event pertaining to me. This event between Scientology and me. Scientologists went back in time and started making people hear voices, ancient humans on one of their star people. This happened a few years ago. It started in 2012. So these Scientologists, they see a little bit of the future, see how valuable my intellectual property is. And they started telling people that a Savior is coming, it's a Christ, and Christ, martyred, we should worship him, we should worship this martyr, we worship God. And they lied about the Christian religion. I have no God. St. Christopher, me, Crazy Bird, Barbara, I have no God. I understand the rules, the laws of the universe, the secrets of the universe. And the people that created us, that created the universe, those are dead humans, human souls that died in heaven, but prior to recorded history. So this was at a time when humans were indigenous, even white people, they were indigenous at the time. And they created the human souls coming off of those indigenous people were healthy, and their environments were healthy and whole. And star people didn't exist yet. They weren't, and Scientology didn't exist yet. So there wasn't aliens running around, big aliens down here cutting off souls, popping the earth to people. Like they're giant, big giant ghosts, yeah, ghosts, big giant spirits in the sky. They're cutting off souls. You know what they did to the earth? They took the dimensions out of it. They said, okay, here's the fourth, seventh dimension. Make a layer here, make the 8 through 12 or whatever. So there's layers. So they can set their little Scientology product, big Anunnakis, big ass humans with horns on their head. They're not supposed to exist either. Those are Scientology. So they got Anunnakis on their levels. So if you paid enough money, you get to go up here. If you didn't pay enough money, you go down here. And this is their book of life. They're going to cut off souls and then hook them up to energy, run around or whatever. So that's what happened to the earth. They cut it and they make platforms. They ripped it to pieces. No longer a healthy environment. So the universe and the earth was created during the time. So they are us indigenous humans, white people, red people, especially. So I'll make I'll just make an example of white people. So white people they wanted grain. What's do cattle? So so white people did cattle. That's their big accomplishment. They're indigenous. So they're indigenous. And I mean, it's a big accomplishment. Cattle comes from arcs. And if you think meet an arc, there's gigantic cattle with bad attitudes. They got designed to kill people. They go forward. They're going straight forward and they're really sharp. They're designed to kill humans. And white people, they domesticated this orc. So these white people, they went out and got these big 10-foot orcs, brought them home and pinned them in and started turned it into cattle. Well, so the guys that are doing this, one of them dies. He had a healthy soul. He goes to heaven and pops off and gains all of his magic. Goes into his big hands and big eyes, and magical ability, and he sees everything perfectly, and he sees the genetics of these cows, of these organs. He knows what they want, so he can see it all. So he wants them smaller, a little bit smaller, more manageable. So he messes with the genetics of his magic, and he does a genetic mutation, which smaller size cattle, then the offspring of that cow will be smaller. Or that ark will be smaller and more well tempered. They do that too. They do mess with the brain. So that's just one. We'll do a Native American example. So that's a human soul. That's one that made it. And the longer he's in outer space, the bigger he gets. So we'll do a Native American. So Native Americans created corn. They were out in the woods hunting and gathering, and they found little pieces of grass that whenever they went to feed, they actually made an edible little kernels. But there was not many kernels per ear. It was real small. It had just a few kernels on it. It was edible food. So this tribe of Indians, a bunch of it around, they'll pick the best ones. Maybe this one was a little bigger. Maybe it had a few more kernels than the other, and they would plant these plants and selective breeding, and they would plant the best seeds and get the best plants. Oh, there was a group of they did it for generations, and they made some success. They got, it was a little bit better, but it wasn't the best they could do. And then one of them died, went to it, went in outer space, and turned around. And he knows a lot about what they're trying to do. And he sees the genetics well in his corn, so he uses his magic and does a mutation. He sees how it all works. And exactly what they were trying to do on Earth. He does a mutation in the corn, and it gives it more kernels per year. So now this kernel, or the offspring, this corn is going to have kernels or bigger ears. So this dead native, he did a mutation. His living relatives or living descendants, they see the product of it. They get a really good piece of grass or a really good piece of corn, and they plant. They know what to do with it. They're all together. They plant it for the next season, and they get bigger ears and more times. They pick the best one, and so it's a dead relative. He's out there doing it. He does it again, and then it's even bigger and even bigger. That's how corn's created. And this is the same thing for all our food sources, from cattle to bison, carrots to cabbage, even our medicine, opium, cocaine, what was even, and like aspirin and Tylenol could have possibly been created. And so those are dead humans. And that's a normal, natural relationship that led to the creation of the universe. So some of these natives and some of these white people, their souls popped off, and they did this for a while. They helped with the food source, but they got bigger and bigger. And they went out to outer space, and they're the size of the planet now. They've been up there for hundreds of years. They're the size of the planet. They're all flying through outer space, participating in creation. So, magic, they took hydrogen, they magic, moved particles around their mind. Dead human. They have giant hands, giant eyes, horns on their head, they glow. They even catch on fire whenever they're going at it. And they breathe. They don't eat meat. They breathe gases. So we have a double set of lips. We have lips that go up this way, and lips that go this way. And we're made to suck. So we suck in gases and elements and the water. We breathe it in and drink it at the same time. Double lips are made for drinking or sucking. Much in the way that astronauts, you see astronauts on the space station drinking a bottle of water. That's what our extra lips are made for. They're made for drinking. We have no teeth. We do, because they're buried way deep in. You can't. You have uh, 8 extra dimensions, 9 extra dimensions attached to you. Huge heads. Your say here's your upper dimensional lips, and way back here is your third dimensional lips. So your teeth are way back here, and your mouth is way up here. We don't eat anything in that. We suck it in and breathe it in. So we're making the elements and other food sources I won't get into. So yeah, those are dead people. So I am Saint Christopher because of these star people, these Scientologists went back in time and created Christianity to get people to worship this event as a martyrdom, as something that's supposed to happen or something that was justified, which is not. This is martyrdom as a cover up for body snatching and kidnapping and trafficking and intellectual property theft and torture to death and occult-like behavior of Scientology. They call it a sacrifice, but it's not a sacrifice. A sacrifice is losing something of little importance and gaining something of great importance. So, killing a great human to justify your criminal behavior, that is a double whammy. That's a crime. Sacrifice is a murder. You kill a good person, you do something good, and then you gain something bad, which is the justification of your criminal behavior. It enables it, it justifies it, and makes it more likely to happen again. So it's a double whammy. It's not a sacrifice. It's all sacrifice. People used to sacrifice in the Bible. People sacrifice. Um, they murder something, kill something, and call it sacrifice. Jesus is a myth. The story of Jesus is a myth. St. Christopher is a real story, but it's still the idea, still the literature, into a myth. So I've never held up a white man's baby. Uh, I don't see any race above the next. All races have different aspects or different uh, characteristics that we can use. We're supposed to make inter. The way Crazy was put it was, he dreamed of a time when all races of mankind would unite as one with the tree of life and interbreeding. So white people have really good immune systems. They lived in squalor and stuff throughout their lives, dealt with plagues, bullshit. So they developed really good immune systems. Chinese people or Japanese people or Native Americans have really good brains. They're really intelligent people, and they have really highly evolved sensory perception. You see them out there chasing down buffaloes with sharp sticks. I mean, you get strong and you get good eyesight, you get big brains if they do this, and they get to eat salted meat. Salted meat is really good for the brain. So they evolve with merge a good immune system, white guy with a native man. He has a good immune system, a good brain, maybe maybe throw in a black guy, maybe with a black guy, good physique because they were bred by white people, full plows. The slave race or slave trade, slave labor made black people enhance their physique. And they're already working with genetics because they come from Egypt, where or Africa, not Egypt, but they come from Africa, where they hunt big animals, deal with big animals, jungle life. So it already that involves creation, genetics. So yeah, these people, these dead humans that went to outer space, they're up there making stars. They got big, they're thousands of years old. They're up there making stars. That's what creates our elements. They went up there and learned and seen through time, and they're dead humans. So they create a big star and blow it up. So stars turn hydrogen, a lesser element, into a heavier element, and big stars they produce even heavier elements. So it's like a stage four star, or a stage five star, maybe. I think a stage four star, one supernova. And upon supernova, the explosion from a supernova creates even heavier elements. So the nova creates even heavier elements. Well, I think about a stage four star went supernova and created the elements of our solar the same dead guy or one of his people took these elements from the star and made solar, made our solar system, made our sun and the planets, Probably used hydrogen from other source. These heavy elements that made our planets. And on Earth, they seeded the Earth with a lot of elements, all the elements they could find. So we have all the elements of the periodic table on Earth, heavy elements, which is the requirements for life to exist. Then on this planet, we bombard it with water ice, so water and salt, other elements for organic. So they created organic molecules. They created a primordial soup, shallow seas, shallow ocean. And out of these primordial soups, they help life develop. Life is created for humans. Out of a primordial soup on Earth, dead human meets magic. And they transcend time. One of them got big, time, back when Earth was, back when humans were young, and helped create the Earth. They helped life develop out of these primordial soups and helped it evolve way until modern humans helped it evolve to higher life forms. I don't speak the same thing every time. I say it different, a little bit different ways every time. Sometimes I don't. They're sitting there talking to me in their mouths. I've been kidnapped. I'm not kidding. I've been kidnapped by Scientology. They have my soul in possession. They have technology in my brain. I can see them. It's a an auditory form. So I hear them and I see them. And the only thing they use this technology for is telepathy, is to harass me and berate me. And they try to pass this false narrative. They're psychologically ill. They're mad at me. And they want to pound it into my head that I'm the blame, that I've done something wrong. They keep berating me, saying I've done something wrong, I've hurt somebody, or did something wrong, broke the law that justifies the behavior. It's false. If I did anything wrong, I'd be in jail. I'm under surveillance. Let things go like molestation and murder. Please don't let that go. If you murder someone or if you molest someone, which is what they're trying to say, I don't know if you've done any bad drug activity. You do that for too long or try to do it too much, you go to jail. No questions asked. Especially a person like me, they're trying to get me to do something wrong. Which is why they harass me, why they break me so much. They want me to become a danger to myself and a danger to other people. So I will miss them. And extremely psychologically. I'm gonna take a smoke break. So I'm still being assaulted, both in the upper dimensions and down here in the third dimension. So these Scientologists are driving their souls into my location. And they're using their souls to hurt me, to assault me. They're doing that. They're doing that too. They're making me do that. I am severely ill. Like severely ill. I'm on life support. I'm severely ill. Yes, I'm in danger. There are people here and you can't see them. They are here on their soul. These are you can't see them, but they're here. Barack Obama. So the people that are Barack Obama the surveillance technicians that were uh, employed under his administration. I'm not sure if the FBI is on for sure. CIA or collective intelligence agency. No, no. You're not supposed to be in outer space. Outer space is reserved for dead people and the participants of the creation of the universe. That's the only thing that goes on up there. People go up there to relatives make whatever for dead people, people that have all their body parts attached, people that can't go to outer space. You know, go to heaven when you outer space. Heaven is uh, a Christian invention or a Christian idea. It don't exist. It's outer space. Earth is in outer space. You go there to make the stars and planets and new life and help your ancestors or help your descendants. Uh, you're supposed to be up there making water and shooting streams of water down. Like you get a stream of water right now from outer space with a big dead person up there, a big human soul. You know, up there made us a bunch of water. So give us some water. Down water ice and oxygen, pure oxygen, atmosphere to replenish our atmosphere and our ozone layer because we're having problems with it right now. And that's what should be happening in human history. However, Scientologists went to outer space and they destroyed it. They destroyed the Earth, our fields, and now we are lacking resources. All our resources have been destroyed, not depleted. It has been destroyed. So here's how this happens. So under normal circumstances, when a human goes into outer space and the afterlife, they grow, they gain size. If you have all of your body parts attached, if you're whole, you are actually a dead person, you don't gain abnormal size. You grow the bigger, the longer you out there, the bigger you get. You're dead. You got bubble magic. Move stuff around a little bit until you get real big. So you grow in the afterlife. The longer you're out there, the bigger you get. If you're out there for hundreds or thousands of years, you might get big enough to do a star. And that's probably what you're out there doing, making stars, making that's what they're supposed to be. So Scientologists, they cut their souls off. They cut it in half, they cut it in they try to make vehicles out of it, or biologists that they can drive around. Little alien. Well, these things are cut to pieces. They're opaque. Some of them are clear, translucent, or opaque. You can see through them, like spirits. And they treat themselves in an abnormal way. They put energy up to themselves, and they're also getting particles. Their blood is interstellar traveling up to their alien weight, blood flow. They call it fluid loss. They're getting fluids up to their alien weights, which also is abnormal for dead people. People don't eat from the earth. Dead people took their mouths with them. Scientologists, they leave their mouths on earth. You gotta have your mouth on earth. Your mouth with you, you die. So the aliens don't need us. Alienoids don't need us. Dead people don't need us. There's nothing in outer space that needs humans or life on the planet. A dead person might get a drink of water out of the ocean or something, but they can't chew on us. How's it a human? I mean, go up and try to eat another human. You're third dimensional humans are more. You know, we don't have guns or tools or we got giant hands to move particles around. We're sucking on gases and fumes and elements, suck breathing water. Get a food source up there with all at a later time. but it's not humans. Humans are not getting eat. We are not eat, not food for the aliens. That's false. Scientology produced aliens. They manufacture alien oils and steal other people's souls because they need our body parts for fodder to make more alien oils or for their alien oils. So they're stealing human souls in mass, both for their alien, their Scientology business, and for this Christianity uh, movement that's going on. So they stick souls into their machines, their big facilities on Earth, house souls or in outer space. And that's why I fear for these data centers. Scientologists might use these data centers and use them for the storage of body parts, souls. So I don't think data centers exist at this point in time. Get rid of Scientology. Then I still don't think we can have that much energy or computing power on Earth. I don't know what it's for. Under the ECA, under my proposal, we could use an AI, but we don't need to record this much data on people. And we don't need to set up a place where you just store body parts either. So no big uh, computer facilities, computer storage facilities. I don't understand. So misuse uh, uh, a waste. So these Scientologists, they get big, go to own natural proportions. Like they're out there, or in just a few days, as a universe, or a few weeks or months, or however long, they grow their souls big. And then they turn around and go right to our star fields. All of our stars to pieces in our biologies, and the star stuff sticks to them, so the extra dimensions of all of our elements and stars that have been created by human souls are now cut to pieces, not completed in many pieces, all swirling all over. So they're destroying our elements, and they didn't even know what elements were, where the earth come from, where the universe come from. And they're all trying to kidnap me. They think I have all the answers. They can steal my intellectual property and use it to fix the universe or somehow justify their behavior and their location and their justify them being up there. They can't be up there. They have to be removed from outer space. We need to find some way to shrink their biologies back down to normal size, bring them back down and put them up to the, wherever they come from. They sew them back, sew all our body parts back on the holders. And I don't think we have to remove the technology from them. Most of these people are criminals, so they should be put to death. And their bodies, their remains have to be treated a certain way. And I propose a compost. So I understand the laws of the universe. You need little critters, little beetles and flicktails and little cadaver insects crawling all up inside of you uh, because of entanglement. A little beetle can get up in your brain and get all that stuff out of your brain that you put in there. And they can also reach through and get your whatever body parts is missing. So they can, I mean, beetles have a soul too. So they can get up there and get your lost brain. All your body parts can come down through compost. So we can feed you to the insects and let the insects take care of your energy. And you go back into the energy cycle. So we cleave and cut to pieces, but it's the best we can do. And it gets you out of heaven, gets you out of hell, gets you out of outer space. And it ensures that you're not going to be in hell, which is what can happen very easily. They can fall down holes and get stuck in the computer. Or this one of these Scientologists that hate this person, such as me, they're trying to put my body and my soul to the computer, send me to hell and torture me, and play God on me, claim I've done something wrong. So yes, I'm a Scientology victim. Uh, Same. So, but trying to get Barack Obama off the moon. Barack Obama's trying to get off the moon. So he's a Scientology in April. Trying to be covert, secret. My dog, several family members have been murdered. They murdered one of my pets, little Coco, and they tortured her to death. And they did it when I was away. So they gave us a catch-22. They were going to use me and my dogs. They were going to change to my animals and put me at the same time and pull on the chain. So they were trying to kill the chains. Me and my dogs were going to change. So it was going to be, they tried to, this Scientologist, this guy from New York, uh, and then plus a guy from the military, Marines or Navy, kill us with chains. So they're going to have us run. They're going to set us up and have us run away. They're going to pull chains to us. They're going to hurt us all. They're going to put me down. My dogs going to think I'm running, pulling chains, killing us all. It's going to be one of those things. If we run, we're dead. If we stop, we're dead. It's going to be a catch-22. What the CIA called back before it happened. And I left, which is what I usually do. I left my animals at home, and I left. And it separated, and so I went back to the village. There's one thing I could do. It prolonged our lives. So I was there for a week. And I got a call one day from my dad saying Coco was dead. This was after the fact. This is after something bad. They told me when they were killing Coco. They did a torture event. So I was asleep outside under a bridge. So I was asleep, and they woke me up early in the morning and threw a torture. They were torturing me. I don't forget what's torture, brain damage or something, chains or foreign objects, severe torture. And the whole time they were being evil and harassing me, saying they were killing me. They didn't tell me which one. They were torturing her at the same time what were killing me, being all evil and harassed, serial killing, Jeffrey Dahmer type. Well, I didn't cook do anything, so I just lay there and cooked it. I got up and I ran. They tortured me for a couple of hours. At the end of their torture, at the end of this event, they cut my frontal lobe off. Apparently, my biology was up there in their location. They cut his brain. They cut my frontal lobe off. I got dizzy, bad, sick, and I laid down right on one more parking lot, passed out. There was a child. I passed out from the brain damage. A cop woke me up. A police officer woke me up. He did a wellness check. He seen me passed out. He woke me up and made sure I wasn't in danger. So I got up and moved along. Ordering. But that's what happened. And then I got called that day or the next day telling me I couldn't go back. And it was I had a call. Rushed home as quick as I could and got my baby. And I should have, I should have took her with me because she wanted to go. She wanted to leave the house. She was getting hurt too. I don't care. I should have just took her with me because she wanted to go. I let my babies at home. It's like a station. I know she was scared and what she was being tortured and in pain. And who knows what they did with her soul? So they tell me they cut her soul off and they're sending her to hell too. My little chihuahua. They use that against me. They tell me they're sending, uh, yeah, my little, so they left one alive, little sissy. So I rushed home and got her, and that was at the same time I got my disability. I got my back disability card all at the same time. So I took little sissy and cashed my disability in. And first of all, I went with my uncle, and we got out of town for a while. We went riding around. And then I went to the bus station, got a bus ticket back to from my mom's house, and we got out of the state. We got out of the environment. I got one of my dogs, so I took her to a shelter. I'm on board now. She's being taken care of. So I got to put her and they got Coco. So that's why I don't like Coco. Little Coco is my baby. I've had her for 13 years, and he let them torture her to death. And I'm already lost like 80% or 90% of my biology, and I'm being tortured badly, like kidnapping type torture, like Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer type torture, whoever Hannibal Lecter, whoever likes to cut brains out, stick stuff inside of people, like a German or Russian scientist type of shit they do, or the evil scientist that puts shit in a monkey's brain. That's the type of behavior. And now they're trying to say you better prove you're dangerous to yourself or others. Not dangerous to myself or others. Like I said, my minor in psychology. What studying psychology allows us to do is condition ourselves in a way that you can handle things like this event, kidnapped and tortured, and actually be stoic or conditioning of being of maintaining a sane mind. So it's all about conditioning. What I went to CIA or Secret Service tells you, you have to be conditioned to act in a certain way, which boils down to always making the proper choices, the correct choices, such as doing no harm, doing right good for people, being respectful, treating people right correctly, and also challenging yourself, challenge yourself, challenging yourself to achieve goals like having a trade or a career, which is intelligence, your psychology, that's part of your conditioning, and also being they call it a radical now, but thinking outside the box, coming up with abstract ideas and using your imagination, do things like fix our current system of government. Like that's what I use mine for. And try to come up with ideas, new laws, or new change, try to change the system in a way that benefits everybody. So that's part of my condition. And I also had the condition to deal with things like this, when they assault me, try to make me a danger to myself and others. What psychology tells you, if you're ever in this state, which is a mental health crisis, the first thing you need to do, especially if you think about harming yourself or others, is reach out and help someone, contact someone. We have hotlines to do this. Out. I don't want to help you out. And just make a plan of what you are going to do if you do get into this state of mind where you are a danger to yourself and others. Psychology teaches you this. And you can put this in your conditioning, or your experiences, or your state of mind, or your psychology. You can program this into yourself to do these things. Uh, you don't have to think about it much; it's already programmed in. So that's part of your. You're supposed to rank on. Uh, so yeah, I have good psychology. I study psychology, and I don't hurt people. I don't harm people or myself. And I had that in my conditioning too. I help people. Respond. I respect people, and that's in my conditioning. These people are not a danger to myself, and I'm not spreading the vortex. They do use parasites, and a lot of people have these parasites. They have spread them into our environment. They're trying to murder people, and do mass killings, genocides in America. Parasites, worms with teeth. They can also be driven from a remote location. So they use these parasites as weapons. Drive a worm to you, to even kill you, or maim you, or make you sick. They call this war. Uh, I don't think I have any 50 times worms. They did blood tests, stool samples, CAT scans, MRIs, X-rays, poked and prodded, looked at me, looked at my ears, down my throat, whatever. And they have found no worms, no parasites. However, a lot of this extra-dimensional parasites. So worms have a soul too. You can remove the soul of a parasite, a bad creature trying to kill humans. You stick it inside of a human, drive it around and kill it with it. An alien order of Scientologists that can just cut your heart out, stab you with something, and kill you just as easily as driving a worm through people. These Scientologists, some of these combat professionals, they want to make a new company or business out of providing war to the military. That's what makes things like R6 retarded. I mean, R6 device causes pulmonary problems. They don't make any sense. You stab someone in the lungs and take out their, you don't have to have a device. They're trying to make a device for me because I read Wikipedia. So they didn't know about this R6 thing before I read Wikipedia that day, but they said they'll let the first level of OD training out, but if you read it, it's about Xenon and his terrorism. It said if you if you read this, you will be in danger of receiving an R6 device. And I've already been up here in outer space, Scientology. So yeah, they spent some time trying to make a device emulated R6, tail red sixes, which is the mark of the beast is credit score. Never going to be utilized. Cash is king. Credit score is never going to be forced on the people. I mean, if you got cash, you don't have to have a credit score. Yes, you will. We have laws that are going to supersede Christianity's uh, retarded revelation stories. So that's what these people want. These Scientologists, evil people that are already conditioned to cut souls off and harm people. Now they're dreaming of an apocalypse. So they want to take out all the people that have been body snatched. They want to kill them or victims that can own Scientology. They're going to own a piece of Scientology. We're going to clean Scientology out. We're going to send people to jail, indict people, and then they're going to take the money and give it to all their victims. Yeah, they're stupid. They're using this vortex. They're using vortex on these songs. And I'm laying on a bed, preservation. I'm laying on a table. So this guy, this ugly, disgusting Abrahamic God is who he wants to be. He's a big human in the way of Scientology. Guy has a big human. He has a lizard person, I think. He has a big worm person. And I think he has an insectoid. I think he has a blue blood human or a big human. Yeah, they got me laying on a hospital bed and they're acting like police officers or badass fucking military members driving war through me. They're acting like they're all fighting or something. They're sitting in front of me on an alien wing, and my son's laying there, and they're like a voodoo doll, running worms through it like some badass military mission. They're gonna kill me. And he does garbage shit. Like recently, they've been torturing my legs and my shoulders and my arms. Tendrils. So these worms, these parasites, big in outer space, and they have long hairs on them. So they have these long hairs. They call them tendrils. So they cut them off. That's what they look like worm tendrils. And it gets a whole big handful of them, or they might be wires or some other type of rope like or string like, wire like objects. And he takes a whole handful of them. He can do a little bit of magic still. He lost most of his magic in cut. So people, human souls, they have the most magic. Little bitty ass human can pick the earth up and move it around if he wants to. A little bitty one, like a little 12 foot, human soul that went to heaven. He can do some. They can move some stuff around. They don't under normal circumstances, but they can. The earth is what they're working on. They're working on earth. They're going out here and bringing us back water ice, water comets, and they would bring us uranium. They bring us gold. Human souls, dead humans. That's what they do. They go out there to outer space and they find our elements and they bring them back to Earth. Comets down at us. That's what dead humans do. That's what they use their magic for. And that's one stage of humans. I'm losing track of God. I have brain damage, severe brain damage. Uh, so yeah, they're mutilating my soul, preservation and using it at their own location. So these alienoids are out in outer space and they're holding on to my soul. Yeah, they're taking these wires and they're sticking them in my legs. So they're driving them through me with a little magic. They can drive these tendrils. They can take a handful of wires and they can move around and they open and they take them and stick them in my leg. and it's bad, like really bad. And we have foot tubes in outer space. So we have these tubes that go through our legs and come out of the bottom of our feet. So we have holes in the bottom of our feet. You can't see it in the third dimension, but see there was one side of it. And they'll stick these tendrils up my leg. Defecation. They're not for flying. They're not jetpacks. They're for defecation. So we can't are breathing elements and fumes and gases and the nether. And it goes straight through us and we digest it. And then it comes out these tubes that go through our legs and come out the bottom of our feet. So we sit there to outer space and we're shooting out streams of defecation or feces, type of feces, and out of our feet. And this was for the defecation tubes. We have some evidence, like there's a foot doctor or something that they can give you like an put it on the bottom of your feet. People get foot funguses and smelly feet and dirty feet. No one knows why. We always wear shoes. You're supposed to have walk on bare earth, let the feet come out. So yeah, we can see toxins. They call them toxins, or they're actually metabolites, our toxins, waste materials from that comes out of our feet. And you can take a toxin or a pad on it and see the chemicals of the toxins that come out of your feet. How or why where it comes from. There's extra dimensional uh, tubes in our feet. You don't see it, but they're one side is darker. So they've been sticking these tendrils up my tubes and running them out the sides of my legs. They've been sticking. And then what's bad is they do this and they'll leave them in. They just walk away. They leave all kinds of shit full of all kinds of people might come and pull them out. But then he'll come back at a later time and he'll hook a chain onto one of their chains, and chain on this tendril, hook a bunch of chains, and they'll pull the tendrils back to my tube. These chains are going into my legs. They're bad. They start out as real small, they get bigger, and they pull them in until I can't stop. Until I can't stand it, and I'll scream at it. They'll stop and walk away. They'll just leave them in. And then maybe somebody come down here and pull them out. It's horrible torture. So that's part of my. So I'm going to post this video and then I'm going to try to get some rest for tonight. I'll check back in tomorrow.